everyone, welcome back. My name is Jean and this is Creatively Jean. Okay, I'm going to do something a little different. About a year ago, I did a video with the wood slices and Mod Podge and then napkins, okay? That has turned out to be my #1 video. It's been about a year, a month or something like that. That has turned out to be my #1 video. So I thought what might be kind of fun is I went through all the comments on that video, and I thought in this video we'd go through it more thoroughly. Now I did answer all the comments when they were asked, so everybody knows the answers to what, they were asking. I would never make them wait a year and a half. But I thought for everybody else who doesn't read comments and might have some of the same questions and stuff like that, I thought we would kind of go over it together and make a few more ornaments. So last time I used the wood slices. So this time we're going to use these wooden ones. I bought, I forget where, but I did another video on these and we decorated them a different way. Basically, we're going to use this ornament. We are going to use napkins. So these two I got off of Temu. I will have all the links in the description. Got these off of Temu. We're going to use this. I also had a viewer request to try window clings. Now, I wasn't sure that it would work, but it did, and I was really surprised. So we'll do that one too. I'm going to go over that. So I'll show you quick some of the tools we're going to use. Now, one of the bigger questions was, what is this little tool? This is the tool I use to help get the ribbon through these holes, because it's kind of thick and to get through, and you can't always fold the ribbon small enough. This one I wouldn't necessarily need it, if you're using a thicker ribbon maybe. But these are called, most of them bead threader or yarn threaders. You can buy them in different lengths, different shapes, all that stuff. So I have this on hand always. And I will link this where I got this one. I believe I got from Amazon, but I know you can get them off of Temu and stuff. I've seen them off of there, and they're very, very cheap. That was one of the first things we had. What kind of things can you use? You can use napkins. You can use wrapping paper. We are going to do one in tissue paper tonight. You can use tissue paper. You can use fabric. You can do rub-ons. With the rub-ons, you would use a Mod Podge coating. You wouldn't really need the Mod Podge below. You'd use a Mod Podge coating, but you can use rub-ons. I've used those in other ornaments. And then, of course, the napkins. So you basically get, and you can also print out pictures on your computer and put those on. Now, what I suggest would, if you're printing something out, make sure leave your ink for at least 24 hours. Anytime I'm using ink or paint or anything, I always leave it for 24 hours. Now, the Mod Podge I use for my base, what I put down first, we'll go over everything together, is the matte finish. That is the one I use for the base. You probably could use the gloss. You probably could use whatever. They're all the Mod Podges about the same. But I use the matte finish for the base, so under the napkins. We are going to use for our coating this time we'll use the sparkle one. I haven't used that in the last video. And we will use the gloss. So where this one's a matte finish, we're going to put a gloss on it. So we got those. And then some of them are going to have a painted surface. And I just use, I don't know, this is just some paint I had laying around. And some of them we are going to use a distress ink. You can use any ink. Distress ink is what I got on hand. I know you can't see, it's a red, but I always rest on my cover. And so it gets pretty inky. That's just me. We will also use, I just have some of these paint markers. We're going to use some of these. I got a gold and a silver, nothing fancy. And you don't even really need those if you don't want to. What else? Some of the other questions. Oh, and the iron. I use this one from Cricut. All you need is an iron. It doesn't have to be a mini one like this. You just don't want the holes in the bottom. You can go off of Amazon, and I'll link one. I have another one. You don't really want a steamer one either if you can, I have used the steamer, but, it can leave the little holes. You don't want to use the steam part, but it can leave little dents on here. So I wouldn't get anything with holes on the bottom. So I will link something to work if you don't want to get the Cricut. This I have for my vinyl, and it works perfect for this too. It doesn't even have to be Yeah, you can do the low setting. I always just leave it on the high setting, you know, because you only need a couple seconds to do it. So let's get it warmed up now. So I use that for my iron. And then we're going to paint a base. Now, what I'm going to basically do, those were my main questions that I had. If I can put Mod Podge over it after I ink it, yes, you can do that. Just leave it sit for 24 hours. I usually do. Anytime like I said, anytime I put paint down, all these I did 2 weeks ago. So I put a base coat on of the Mod Podge, and it'll be fine because you're just going to heat up. So if you do these and just leave them in your stash until you're ready to do them, that's fine. You know, you don't have to worry about it. I also did a video with the same technique on cards, with cards, bases, and I did the napkins and Mod Podge. I will link that in the description also. You can, as soon as you iron your napkin down, you can put your top coat on right away unless you inked or anything. I already went ahead and I put the Mod Podge on. I'll show you on this one. It's very simple, nothing fancy. But I did that ahead of time just for the fact that you need time for all this to dry. Anything that needed to be painted first, we did already. So all you're going to do is just take and, you know, just paint it on. And I just make sure you get right to the edges. I'm not doing this top hanging piece. You know, I just get right to the edges. It doesn't matter if your coat's a little thicker, a little thin. You know, it doesn't have to be fancy either. You're not going to see this. So I just put it on and I just kind of smooth it out. Nothing fancy, nothing fancy. Same with the wood slice. When I do the wood slice though, if you want the brown edging to show, try to avoid it. If you don't want the napkin to go over onto the bark part, then just very carefully go right up against it. And then that way it'll show. And then you just go all the way around, the same thing. And then let these sit. They don't take that long to dry. But I already did all mine ahead. Basically what we're going to do is we are going to take a napkin and I'm going to show you two different looks. So this one I painted blue on one side and I left it clear on the other side, or I just, you know, just plain on the other side. So we're going to make two different looks from this. So we need to get my little heat pad. Anything you have for a heat pad, you know, just to iron on is fine. Don't have to have anything fancy. And a little bit of parchment paper, okay? Nothing fancy. So you want to separate your napkin. Now, if you have a stubborn napkin, which sometimes they are, my trick is, where did my tape go? Over here. I just take a little piece of Scotch tape, put it on the back, and then that'll help you pull the two layers apart. Some napkins have 3 layers. Just make sure you get all the layers apart. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to kind of cut this. I'm just going to cut them. This napkin has 4 designs on. Some of your napkins only have 1 design on. I like to look for napkins that have the design on every part of the napkin. So now this one I can get 4 ornaments out of. Okay, let's put that one aside. Now what I do, first I'm going to show you the unfinished side. Okay, so it's already got the Mod Podge on. You can't really see it. How to tell, because more than once I've made these and like, now did I put on or not? Usually it leaves a rough feeling to it. You can kind of hear it. It usually leaves a rough feeling to it, so usually you can tell. But if you're not, and it's very light, you can see the shine. Very, very lightly. Remember, this is the matte, so you're not going to see a huge shine. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to line this tree on here where you want it. So I don't want this words in here, so I'm going to be very careful. I don't want Merry Christmas, so I'm just going to kind of line that right there. Right there. Perfect. Right? Okay. Then we are just going to put this over the top. And then we are going to take our iron, which is all ready. Like I said, I just always leave it on high just to, you know, get through. No big deal. Okay, and then we're just going to go. And I just go around a couple times. It doesn't take that much. Okay. And then what I do is I always check. And if you lift it up, you can kind of see. And what I'm missing right now is my nail file. Of course, it's missing. Okay, so you can see it's on. So now what I do is I just take my nail file and now, see that? You can see how it just breaks away. It's easier than trying to cut it. Now go up and down. Don't go sideways because then you'll file some away off the surface. So go up and down, straight up and down. And you're going to go right to that. Don't worry, we're going to cut like right here. So we're just going to go all the way around for now. It doesn't take much to do it. You can see how easily that comes off. You guys have really enjoyed this video. I was really shocked how popular this video is. I am still getting tons of views on it, even after a year and a half. Year, some months, whatever it was. Okay, so all I'm going to do is cut right along underneath you. Follow the circle around and just cut that top piece off. I want it to be a little stubborn. There we go. See, we just cut it off the top there. And then I can take my file. I can see a little spot there in the sides. Okay, now look at that. That almost looks like I painted that tree on there. And that's no background. So that's just on the plain wood. And now we're not done with it. We are going to decorate these too. But I just want to show you. Now on this side, on the blue side, we're going to show you what it looks like on, you have a painted background or like I'm going to be doing some ink. So I'm going to take the same one I did paint this, and then I put a layer of Mod Podge over the top. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to line it up in there. Okay, parchment paper. These are so easy, quick to make. If you guys Mod Podge all your ornaments ahead of time, you know, even though, you know, a week or two before you go, want to do them. And these are perfect. The kids can work on these too just as well. They may need some help with the iron. You don't want them to get burned. But these go so quick and easy. And they turn out great. They're just so easy. Any old nail file. I get to whatever cheap Dollar Tree nail files. It doesn't really matter. Okay, let's lay it down. Cut that off the top. Oops, I tore it a little bit. I'm pushing a little too hard. Okay, now I did get a little paint there, but that's okay. We're going to be covering all that up anyways. Now this is what it looks like. You can see, boy, my lights just seem like they're not doing very, like they're too bright. Let me tone this one down a little bit. Or it's, my computer is making it look really washed out. Okay, you can see the light blue background compared to this side where it looks like it's kind of almost painted on. See the difference? It actually brings this out more vibrant. Okay, so now we're going to take one of our, I think we'll do gold. And we're just going to color this top part in. We're going to try to do this holding it up in the air. And you can use paint for this. You can even use, if you have a ink. I used to have a gold ink, but I don't know where it is. And I'm just going to go try to stay. There's regular markers you can use. So you can use just about anything, or you can leave it plain. need to get some more ink paint out. Okay, we won't worry about being too perfect. Let's do the other side too. This isn't the part we want to show anyways. You guys care about the napkin part. Okay, good enough. So now you can see the blue side. And then you can see the white side, the difference in it. Now I have a little thing of little cute little embellishments over here. And let me get my glue over here. Set my glue up over here. Yes, I still love my little glue press. Now I've in my stash, and let's grab our little, this is what I get for cleaning, guys. This one. Want to pick me up, kind of anything that has that you use as your pick me up tool kind of thing. And I found these little gold stars in my stash. They're just flatbacks, acrylic flatback or plastic flatbacks. We are going to put them onto the tip. You know, why not, right? Okay. Now I might not be able to decorate the other side, but I'm going to try. Let's see when this dries. Try to get that on as straight as possible. You can leave these as is. You do not have to decorate them. Now I've got a bunch of, I threw some red and there should be some gold ones in here. Let's do the red first because I can see those easier. Whoops. A little too much glue there, Jean. Okay. Now, just slap some on. This really just changes the look altogether. And you know me, we must do some bling. I will list as much of the things that I use. Don't worry about that one. Oops, I put that one on upside down. See if we can pull them over. Go a different one. Grab a different one. Go. Okay, now let's put on the gold ones. I'm gonna try to pick up a little bit of that glue with my finger. And that good thing this glue dries clear. And now what I'm doing on this side is I'm not putting a Mod Podge over the top. I want to show you, you don't have to do that. We'll do it on the other side though. Wipe some of that off. So I'm going to show you the difference. You do not have to. And I like, because I did not paint the background, it gives it more of a painted look. That's why I'm not going to put on a layer of Mod Podge on top. Just because I like the natural look. Being stubborn. We'll get all these gold ones on. And then we are just going to set it aside for just a few minutes before we put the coating on the back. We'll do the coating on the back on all of them last. Just because I need this side to dry a little bit. Okay. So let's bring that up for you guys. All right, so right now, it'll dry clear. We'll fix that in a minute. It'll dry clear, so you won't be able to see all that glue. But my star is crooked. And then this side, we're going to Mod Podge it. And I think we'll do the gloss on this side. So let's give that a few minutes to dry. So put that aside. Put this all aside, and we'll put the ribbons in last. Now, my next one, like I said, I'm only doing a few of them just to kind of show you the difference. This one I inked. I think this is Faded Jeans Distress Ink from Ranger, Tim Holtz. Distress ink. So all I did was put some on, and then I did this part too. Did all that. And then I left the other side. And you can make it as dark as you want. Put as many coats on as you want. Make it as dark as you want. And this side I left plain again, just so we can see the difference. Now we're going to use this napkin that I got from Temu. And we're going to kind of take out a couple of snowmen. Again, take that off. These would be great. You can make these at nursing homes. You can, like I said, a great Christmas for the kids to make ornaments for the teachers. Years ago, we used to do a family craft at Christmas time. This would have been a perfect one because you could Mod Podge everything ahead of time, and you could do it together, but you know, you need a little time to dry. So it's kind of a craft, like you don't want to really stall too much. So what I'm going to show you on this one, so we're going to do this snowman on this side. So what I want to show you, we're going to try to line him up the best we can. And what's going to happen is, why I'm showing you this one is you are going to get, because you can't get this in here, if I pull this way over here to avoid some of the white, like right here, he's kind of not centered the way I would like. So I'm going to bring him back so he's centered, but now you see I'm going to get a little white on there. We're going to show you how to fix that though. So just center down here, there'll be a little white, but don't worry about that. I have a fix for you guys. You know I do. Okay, we're going to put this over him and put this one to make sure we get around to the edges. That's the main thing. Okay. And if you pick it up, you can see he's on there good. All right. Take our little see how much white is going to be on there? Don't worry. Now, I will show as many of the napkins I can remember from last year, if I can still find them on Amazon at work. But where to get napkins? That was a big question too, where to get napkins. You can get them just about anywhere, even grocery stores. So I've gotten them from grocery stores. Of course, your dollar stores, party stores, off of Amazon, Temu, any of those online stores. You can look just about anywhere. I think I even got them in like department stores, of course, like Target and all them. Home Goods had some. You know, you can find them anywhere. Anytime I go shopping, even if I don't need napkins, I look for napkins. Rummage sales. I have found some at rummage sales, packs that were never open. Here's another thing. When you go to, say, weddings or baby showers or anything like that, take a couple extra napkins. They won't mind. If you go to a Christmas party, take a couple extra napkins. They won't mind. Use my fingernail to get in there. So look, just look around. Whenever you see a napkin, it's being a little stubborn piece. Must have got a little bit of Mod Podge up there, but no big deal. I thank everyone who has enjoyed this video. I was truly shocked how popular this video came. This is a technique I've done for a long time. Most people will put down the Mod Podge and then put your napkin right over the top while it's wet. The problem with that, I always have problems because you need to kind of adjust it. And if you lay it down, forget it, you're ruined if it's not in the right spot. So you have to be careful. That's why I found this technique years ago. I don't know. I can't give credit to anybody because I have no idea where it came from. But I love this technique and it works great on the cards too, which I'll show you the video. Now, before I do this front, I'm going to flip it over and we're going to do the back. Now, do we want to take him in there? Oh no, I know what I did. I cut him out to show you. So you can also just cut out your design. So we'll see what that looks like. So I did the black back. Oh boy, that's blue. I did the blue background for a reason, because I wanted any of that blue that was on him to kind of blend in so that you couldn't really see it. So it almost looks like I painted it on. Okay, so just like that. And that didn't take long to fussy cut. Just cut any image out of there. You know, it doesn't take long at all. Let's see. So same technique. We're just going to put that on there. Make sure it's in place good. You can see. Got to make sure my iron doesn't shut off. And I just do like, you know, 3, whatever. However, it doesn't, you can't overdo it either. Now look how that napkin kind of, you know, just disappeared into the ink. You really can't see the borders too much of the blue. And it looks more like it's hand painted. And then this side, we put the whole napkin on. Okay, so let's fix this side. This side looks pretty good. We're just going to put a couple embellishments on him, but he looks pretty good, okay? So that's what ink. Now this side, we have all this white yet, okay? We don't like that. We don't like any of that white showing. So what we're going to do is we are going to take the same blue ink that we used on the back. And what we are going to do, okay, and we are just going to kind of come along and hide that. And I'm going to go all the way around so we can get a border all the way around. Okay, see how that just disappeared? And we'll do as many coats as we need to, but I am going to go all the way around. Some of the white, you know, that's the presence in this. No, we don't care, but we're just going to put a little edging around there. I'm going to do a little bit more to cover that up a little bit more. But now look at how we took that and all we did was kind of put a distressing around it, but you can't see that white, which I like much better, right? We like that much, much better. Okay, so for this one, now we will put on, I'm only going to do, well, we should do the one side. We're going to have to do one side at a time. We want to, I think this side, okay, we'll do, I think this other one we did is ready enough for me to do because we're leaving this side. And this side we're going to put a gloss on. I think we'll put the gloss on this side. So these two will get the gloss. And then I'll have to let this one dry for a few minutes. So where's my gloss? That's the sparkle. That's the gloss. So I know we didn't let this dry 24 hours, but we're going with it, guys. But anytime you put ink or paint on, let it go because it could bleed. In this case, it's not going to really matter too much because it's all blue. But we're going to do this one first. And then we just basically the same way as we put the, I like to just kind of go along the edges first. And go right around. And like I said, you don't even have to do this step. You really don't. It's fine. This just puts a little protective coating on and a little shine if you like the shine. Okay, let's put that off and let that dry. We'll show that at the end. And now we're going to do this side the same way. Now we may see some of the ink, but I can show you that too. That's a good test for you to show you. But so far, it's not really bleeding too badly. I don't see too much. There's really nothing on my brush. But like I always wait 24 hours. Like I said, if you did this for a craft with kids, or be careful of the odor too if you're doing it with kids, it's really not that bad. But even if you just set up a fan where you're working, I think you'll be okay when you're dealing with the kids. Okay, now we're going to let that sit for a minute. Was I out of camera? I probably was. Okay, let that sit while we'll move on to the next one here. We're going to do that viewer request one, and then hopefully that'll dry. My viewer request one. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing basically. One side is going to be plain, and then one side is the red ink, which is, I think it is Fired Brick. Okay, so we're going to show the two different looks. Now, I got these window clings off of Amazon. Zoom you down, zoom you out a little bit so we can kind of see it. You get 4 sheets in the pack. Now, they're not sticky on the back. These are true window clings, not window stickers. There's a big difference. So you get 4 different packs. Now, yes, some of these are too big to use. And so it's hard off of Amazon because they don't give you measurements of your window clings and stuff like that. They give you measurements of the sheet. So you got to kind of guess. So I can tell right away I knew this would be too big, but I could kind of judge some of the other ones, okay? So you got 4 different ones. I think what we're going to use is, let's push some of these aside. I'll use this sheet. Now, I thought for sure, honest to goodness, I thought for sure that this would melt. You could just put the wet Mod Podge down and put this on top. But for her name, let's see, that was Destiny Moon is the one that requested this. Yeah, Destiny Moon. So this is for you, Destiny. She asked if you could use window clings. Hey, you asked me, I'll try. You can tell they're the regular window, they're plastic. They're the like bendable plastic vinyl. That's the word I'm looking for, people. I thought like this is gonna melt. I know it's not gonna work. So let's center this up. I was pleasantly surprised, Destiny. You gave me another product to use. Let's bring you up just a little bit. Make sure you always use, and you, even for your regular ornaments, always put something between you and the iron. You do not want this stuff to get on your iron. Always use some parchment paper, please. It's cheap. Dollar Tree has it. I just go around. It doesn't take much. I was surprised. If you're afraid at first and you're not sure if it sticks, look at that. I couldn't believe that. It did not melt. You can see the shine. Almost look like there's Mod Podge on. Now, there is no reason to Mod Podge this because your Mod Podge is not going to stick to the vinyl anyways. You know, so I would leave these just like that. I love him. I am so happy with this ideal. Okay, so now for the other side, let's use this little bell here. Let's get this out of my way. So we're just going to use this bell and put that on there so you can see the difference. It just, to me, it looks like I painted my ornaments. Now I can't paint for a stitch, you guys. I can't paint at all. Nope, can't draw. I'm not an artist of any kind. I'm a crafter, but I cannot paint or anything. Now, you can use any color background you want. This is just what I chose. It's good. I don't care. It's just for demonstration purposes. And that is that, my friends. You can see. That's beautiful. I love that. I'm so surprised that did not melt. And I kept this on the highest setting for a reason to show you guys. So I'm not sure what the Cricut gets. You know, it gets pretty hot. But even if you have a really low setting and it doesn't adhere, just go over it again. If you're afraid of doing it too hot, just take your time with a lower setting and experiment, okay? So perfect. You can use window clings. Thank you, Destiny. Okay, so I'm not going to decorate that. I just wanted to show that. And then tissue paper, most definitely. This is wrapping paper, tissue paper. And I don't know where I found this one at, to tell you the truth. I've had this in my stash for quite a while. I know Walmart, I've seen some pattern tissue paper in Walmart and some other places. So just look around. So we're just going to do one side of this one. I'm not doing anything fancy. I'm just showing you it goes down. Okay. And I'm going to pick a snowflake. Who do I like? I think I'm going to pick this one here. Make sure he'll fit. I want one for the center. So I'm going to pick kind of a focal point and put it on the way I want. I want the snowflake to go up and down like that. And try to even it up. Tissue paper. I was going to grab my glue press there. And just on it goes. Like I said, here I'm going to do it for a while. You can do it. No problem. Just, as long as you want. It doesn't hurt it. So I'm showing you that. It's on there good. Now, same thing. Just gonna go up and down. Here, I'll show you. I'll do half. I'll do it right next to each other. Now, if you go on an angle, this is what's going to happen. Can you see the wood? That's why you want to go up and down. Straight up and down against there, okay? Then that wood will not show. If it does show, we'll fix it, guys. So I'll fix it for you. Let's see, where's my little hook? Over there yet. Okay, to the end, the knife. Now it's a little harder to see because tissue paper, patterned tissue paper stuff isn't as easy to see through. I can see where my hook is up there. I'm just going to cut it off there. And I get that little edge there. A little edge. And now you can see along there is where I did it on the angle so that my wood shows. That's okay. You know, until you get the hang of it, it's okay. It's not going to hurt anything. Let's just take some ink, guys. And we're just going to go along the edges. And it disappears. It's gone. It's gone. So now I'll do the whole thing, of course. And here, if you don't want to, just take the same ink and do your top piece like that. Just perfect, okay? So that is tissue paper. The only thing I would do for this, first of all, I would not put a coating on top. It's got kind of a shine to it. So you can, if you still want, to put a coating on top, but I think it's fine. It's got a nice shine to it. And the only other thing I would do to this one is, let's see, what do I have here? What color do you want? Silver? I got a silver bling. Let's put a silver bling in the middle. Let's wipe some of that glue away again. I've got the big, I didn't switch out my nozzle. I usually don't use the bigger nozzle. I like the small. But I was doing a bigger project where I wanted more glue to come out at once. That one does drip a little bit. No big deal. Okay, then I have, how many stars do I have in here? How many stars did I throw out? Not very many, huh? Then I guess we don't do it. But I have these little stars in, if you have little stars like this, yeah, come back here. Little stars like that, you can put them right over the top of these stars if you want to do that. But I think for this one, it is fine just like that. You got a little bling in the middle and you're set to go. So that's all we're going to do on that one. Let's get back to these two original ones. I think they're dry enough. It doesn't take long for Mod Podge to dry. Okay, so this side we did the gloss. Both of these we did the gloss on. So you can see it really doesn't, like, there we go. Doesn't add a huge shine to it. This one I'm going to leave just because I like the painted look. And we put the bling on. We're going to put bling on this one. But first we're going to put on this side, we're going to put the sparkle. And while that's drying, we'll finish up this one here. Okay? So we use the sparkle. I give it a really good shake to mix that glitter up. Because there is glitter in here. So I give it a really good shake, and we're going to put it on the exact same way as we do. Find my little paintbrush. Any paintbrush will do. Okay. And like I said, I always like to go right along my edges. I really don't want it to drip over necessarily, because once I'm letting this dry, just go across, and you might see your napkin might bubble up a little bit. It doesn't do it all the time. It depends on the napkin. Don't worry about it. It'll flatten right out as it's drying. that. Smooth it out, take off the excess. You can already see the glitter in there. Okay, we're gonna let that little bugger dry while we finish decorating this so you can see the two different looks. Okay, get my paintbrush over here out of the way. Okay, let's decorate this one up. We're gonna decorate it the exact same way so you guys can see. And then we're gonna get some ribbon in there. Here it is. It's slid way over here. Okay, again, we're gonna put our star on. I'm just gonna put it on the top here. You can use any color star. This is what I had. Did have some red ones, but you know, I'm a gold or silver on a tree, on a star. Okay, now let's get down. Do the red first. Little drop will do ya. This is our art. Yep, art glitter glue. I write on the little bottle because I use art glitter glue and Barely Arts. So I'm barely squeezing. And this one's the art glitter glue. Okay, now we're just gonna go in, grab our red ones, and put them on all the spots. Now I'm only doing red because they had red. It's kind of red and the tree already was like red spots and gold spots. So, but you can put any color down. I just thought I would follow that. One more. And now we'll put the gold. But that makes a huge difference. Don't worry, I'll bring it up to you. Okay, and now all the gold ones. You come back here. This probably takes you the longest decorating, and you do not have to do this part. This is just a little added. I thought I'd show you guys. I don't think I did any bling or anything like that last year. I don't think I decorated them at all. This is just a little extra. Yep. Pop that one away. You know how much fun it is to work with these things, right? Let's see, I think I got all of them. Now, we'll let that dry again. But when you're if you're putting bling and stuff on, do your Mod Podge first, okay? Make sure you do your Mod Podge first. And we did the gloss. And this side we left plain just because I wanted the kind of painted look. Okay, let's put that down. We're not drying yet, but look at all that glitter. It's not dry enough yet to see. So let's put our ribbon in this one. What do we have? Okay, this one, I'm just gonna put this in just because I kind of like on this side the all natural. So I'm just putting the twine in. I'm just gonna tie it where you want it, make it as long as you want it. I usually make mine longer when I give them away and then tell them that they can cut them down because I don't know where they're going to hang. They might not want to hang it on the tree. They might want to hang it somewhere else. But then what I would do, make sure I don't touch the wet side, is add this to the top of their present. And then they can, you know, hang it. It would be really cute. Like you can decorate one side and on the other side you can put like Merry Christmas 2023 on. So you can personalize them with their name. So this is kind of drying, but you can kind of see this is our blue side. It almost makes it look like there's snow falling because of the blue background and the white napkin. So I don't know if I can get it close enough to show that. Let's see at angle. You can kind of see the white little splotches all over, and that's from the napkin. And then this is your plain side, where it just kind of looks like I painted that tree on there. No, I could not do that. Okay. I don't know if we're going to get this dry. It's pretty dry. But on this one, all I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to kind of hold it. It's almost dry. Actually, it's pretty darn dry. But we're just going to put some black on his buttons, and we're going to put a gold on the top. But first, I want to paint. I did blue on that side. Let's see what silver looks like, guys. I'll do a silver on this side for you. And this is my paint pen again. You can match them. I'm just showing you. I wouldn't do this on my ornaments normally. I would make both sides the same, but I want to show you two different looks. That's the point of this video. Okay, we just did a quick, because we're already at like, although my good friend, viewer friend, Althea, she will love this video because it's a long one. She loves the long videos. So if you're watching, my dear friend, here you go. Okay, we're just gonna put that down, and of course I put too much on the top one. And now we have a pokey tool on the opposite side. That's gonna help us get these off. And then put them on. You know, that just kind of changes the look a little bit. Okay. Kind of straighten them out. And then we've got gold bling for the top. That's all we have for our top. So let's put that on up there. And all right. Might pretend that it's dry. So well, let's see if we can see. Oh boy. It's still hard to see the glitter because of the shine. There is a lot, it puts a lot of glitter on. I'm trying to get it just to show the glitter, but it's not picking this glitter up at all. But do it, and you'll be surprised on the glitter in this sparkle. Because it's so shiny, it's not picking up, but it's very, let's see if I bring it down a little bit. Trust me, there's a lot of glitter in there. That's just my iron, automatically shuts off. Don't worry, no bomb. Okay, so here's what we got, guys. I think I answered all the questions. What we can use on it, when to put your top coat on. Let's put a little ribbon on this one. I'll use my little ribbon threader just to show you guys. So I put it through there. Put part of it through there, partially, and then pull it through. Okay. Did the silver. Silver will match this side. And then we're just going to tie that just as well. Hand cut it. And there is our finished one on that. So I hope, let's get these all in here. I answered everybody's question more thoroughly. I know sometimes, you know, people are visual learners, so I thought that would be a good idea to do this. Thank you Destiny Moon for giving me the idea for the clings. It works wonderful. How did you guys like this? Do you want me to take my videos every once in a while and redo them and go over, you know, some more of the comments that we get more thoroughly? If you like it, let me know and I can take some more. This was my most popular video. Thought we'd start with this one. As always, guys, I hope you have a good day, and if you can like and subscribe, leave me a little comment, say hi, whatever. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, everyone.